Hey guys, I'm making this video because if you own a Panigale, you are very familiar with the tail section of the Panigale uh, license plate setup. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's hideous. It's way too big. And there's a few other out there that are a little smaller, including the carbon fiber one. Still not to my liking, so I decided to make my own. So I'm making this video to show you guys. I went ahead and cut out a template out of the license plate from a piece of cardboard, kind of what I wanted to do, and it's gonna bolt onto the rear pegs of the passenger right behind the muffler, and it's gonna sit like that. And there's a small diagram. I went and got a template done out of aluminum. Had a local shop here jet cut the aluminum piece the way I wanted it. This is a little thicker piece, and I'm not gonna use this one because it's a little bit too thick. He gave me two different sizes of aluminum. I ended up making the piece, bending this myself, having it powder coated somewhere else. Here's the piece. It's gonna sit, like I said, on the rear pegs of the motorcycle, passenger pegs. And here is with the license plate on. But I ran into a problem where I don't have a turn signals. So what am I gonna do without turn signals? You need turn signals, right? I went ahead and used the original cable that came with the Panigale. I opened it, cut it, took it out, marked it before I cut it. This is the positive, a little piece of tape for the soldering later of the LED lights that I'm gonna put on it. And I had this piece made. There it is with the original cable. Now, you have to find 12 volt LEDs, otherwise it will not work. It would sense that there's no light bulb there, like if you have a blown light bulb, and it will not work. Trust me, I tried it. And here's what's gonna look like on the license plate. This is the left turn signal, and it's gonna be on the other side, the one that I'm gonna be making right now. So, there it is. Let's see what trouble we can get into. So I cut the LEDs to 6, which is, you could cut them in 3 LED sections. Otherwise, you mess up the light. And so therefore 3 at the top. Now I am gonna use some gaffer's tape to hold the piece while I solder it together, so it doesn't go sliding on me. And double check that that is the positive, along with the positive on this side. Okay. Let's see if that works. Too much solder there. I couldn't get it to go across, so I'm gonna try to clean that up a little bit better. A little bit obsessive compulsive sometimes. There you go. Alright, hopefully we got that. So now I'm gonna try to solder the negative side. I'm trying to minimize the use of the solder. Hopefully that did the trick. Now I'm gonna solder the cables that are going to make the connection. Well, let's see if that works. There it is. Lights up. So far, so good. Thing of beauty. Okay, now that the connection is working, it's a nice job there. I use the word nice lightly. I don't want to see this this copper look on the license plate. Obviously, it's up to you if you want to see that or not. So what I did to the other one was I used some of this gaffer's tape again, and cover the light. Then I grab my utility knife. There it is. Cut it out. I worked my way all the way down each light and cleaned it up. So I've been cutting them out one at a time, trimming around it carefully. And then with your fingers just push in, work around it. And then pop and peel the top. You just gotta be real careful. There it is. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of shrink tubing, slide it all the way to the top, like right there or so. So hopefully this right here gets protected somehow. And eventually I'm gonna put shrink tube in here too. So I got the shrink tubing in place right there. It's kind of protecting a little bit of exposed cable right there. And I'm going to use my soldering torch here to shrink that. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Now I'm going to use a longer piece of the shrink tubing, which I'm going to slide inside the original cable. And eventually it's going to protect this wires, the connection. Just got to make sure that you remember to slide the shrink tubing before, obviously, you do the soldering, because it's kind of hard to do it afterwards. In addition to the shrink tubing, which I pushed all the way down to the end so the heat while I'm soldering this doesn't affect it, I am going to add 2 more pieces of shrink tubing to each. Remember the little piece of tape, positive? To each one of them I'm going to add another little piece of shrink tubing there. And it's all going to be covered with the other one. So here they are, the 2 pieces, solder, shrink tubing, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little notch down here. And hopefully I get to, there you go, push that in a little further. And I'm just gonna start at that end. So here it is, all done. Here is the left, here's the right, and eventually that's what it's gonna look like. So I want to show you guys how the license plate turned out. I installed it already. I had to take the side, the hair off, and rework the wiring a little bit. The wiring needs to come out of here. And there's the license plate right there, mounted. There's a left signal right there. This is the right signal. Hey guys, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoy. I didn't bore you too much. And I had fun doing this. Thanks again.